You all right?
Hi. This is a podcast.
Oh, Chris, don't be like this. It's already late.
What are you on about?
Hello.
Sorry, we just need to advertise the other podcast.
Sorry, we're just all waking up.
We do sometimes have another podcast called the Retrocast.
Just another Retrocast, it's called.
That's the one. And that's all about stuff that we loved when we were growing up, isn't it, Paul?
Yeah, but this week it's just another cancellation. So.
But sometimes when we're being adults, we have to take it outside and shoot it. And this week is one of those weeks.
It is one of those weeks. I've been moving house for the last 3 weeks. And, this is a knock-on, really.
Chris is so good at managing his time, it's taken him 3 weeks to move house.
Too many balls in the air.
Yeah.
Right. This is the SNEWS Button. It's all about TV, movie, pop culture news and stuff. Enjoy. Thank you very much. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the SNEWS Button, episode number 23, with Mr. Paul Brown.
Hello there.
Mr. Ross Murphy.
Hello.
And me, Mr. Chris Quinton. Good evening.
Evening, Chris.
Good evening.
Hi.
What have we got?
We've got some TV, pop culture and movie news. However,
Before that...
we should do some consuming.
Yeah.
Unless Ross wants to tell us what this message is from this person that wants us to do a retrocast.
Well, we're not doing it this week, are we?
Yeah, but we'll do it next week.
Right, John Bundy sent us a message. He said we should do Sega or Nintendo.
Okay.
Just simply that question.
Hello, John.
Hello, John.
Worth
Caught up
waiting.
yet?
Worth waiting all those weeks, mate, to hear your question.
We're sorry about all the other podcasts in between then and now that you've chosen to listen to.
Yeah, this is true, actually. It's doubly long for you, isn't it? So, yeah. Hi, John. Thanks for listening.
That's the worst thing about not being on the show.
What's that?
Is you don't feel like you've got the time back because you feel like you have to listen to the podcast.
I might cut that out.
At least it's
That sounds
edited.
quite negative.
You still get it's still an edited version. At least you've got that.
It's not as funny though, is it?
Wow. Right, so, Consnewming. Paul, do you want to go first?
Christ.
What have you been watching?
Oh, what have I been watching? Oh, I started watching John Wick 2.
Only started.
Yeah. Babies, mate.
You haven't finished?
Babies.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Babies, dogs. Yeah. Weird combination. No
Babies and
sleep.
dogs.
Babies, dogs, no
Dogs,
sleep.
babies.
Yeah. So I'm going to give it another go this week. What else have I been consuming?
Hang on, where did you get to?
The bit where you've got Peter Serafinowicz. Oh, this one will do very nicely for you, sir. All that business.
That's brilliant, isn't it?
Yeah.
Can't remember.
The finest cutlery in
He's
the
like
house, sir.
he's like a Savile Row. He's like a caricature of a Savile Row suit fitter.
Do you know what it is?
Selling guns.
It's that,
the gun
but it's also a nod to Lloyd in The Shining. That's what it is.
Is
It's a
Lloyd
nod
the black guy?
No, Lloyd is the bartender.
Ah, right, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah.
I wondered if they were parodying on Passengers, actually.
I was going to say, Michael Sheen does the same thing in Passengers, doesn't he?
Very similar character.
I think it's a nod.
I think probably at this point, just the listening bartender is a character, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. Whether he has legs or not. This is true. Right, Paul.
What else? Do you know what? It's all a oh no, I've just been binging because it's baby time, so you can't really concentrate on anything substantial. So
A, B, C, D, E, F, G.
no, not binging on that. I'm just
bloody am.
It's just Ghost Adventures.
Loads of Ghost Adventures.
Got loads of Ghost. There's season 15 out. Well, unofficially at the moment. Down
Hang
at the
on.
Pirate Bay, there's season 15.
15. Does that mean it's been running for 15 years? Or do they knock out like 4 a
They
year?
knock out tons.
Right.
Yeah, so I think it's been running since about 10 years.
Okay.
Yeah. So
what have I got to do to get you to start watching It's Always Sunny?
I did. I started. I got about 3-4 episodes in. Thought it was all right, but then other stuff came along. I need to get through that first season, don't I? Season 1.
Yeah.
I just get that out of the way.
Once Danny DeVito turns up, it's just one of the funniest things ever.
Yeah.
Because it just reminded me, because I saw a clip on, somebody had just put the animated gif of him climbing out of a sofa all lubed up. And I just went, it's just ridiculous. But he literally appears in the middle of a party out of a sofa and he's just completely oiled up. But because he's the smallest man in the world and he looks a bit like a goblin, doesn't he? It's just gross.
Terrifying.
Brilliantly gross.
Brilliant. I should watch some more of it as well. I've seen like loads of random episodes.
There's some absolutely... they get addicted to crack. It's hilarious.
I've seen that one, yeah.
And then there's a recurring character who's a vicar, and then by the end of it, by like 10 seasons in, he's just the most homeless, horriblest, like wretched wreck of a human.
Fair
and
enough.
It's all their fault.
And yeah, the one where they worked out that they could get, I don't know, just social favours for being in wheelchairs. You seen that one? So they all get in car crashes.
Oh yeah, they do think
and stuff. And
one of but they do that. They go to the water park and they get Frank.
Oh yeah.
Like Frank, this is quite a new one. They get Frank to, like they're like, Frank, you need to be disabled so we can skip to the queue. So Frank's Danny DeVito's his character. He's got no filter, so he doesn't know what he's saying half the time. And he's like, coming through, I've got AIDS. I've got all of the AIDS. I have the AIDS in me. Don't make me have to cut myself. And then he just goes to the front of the queue.
It's very good. And the one where he ends up trapped in a kiddie's playground in a climbing frame. He's there overnight or something.
Oh yeah, this is amazing. You know the little swirly thing.
It's like looks like rocket shaped, isn't it? Little rocket shaped climbing frame.
Yeah,
real skinny one.
Yeah, and he's just trapped in it overnight.
Yeah, I'll have to give it a go.
Yeah, he's naked.
Brilliant.
In a kiddie's playground. Yeah, always appropriate. So yeah,
I'll have to give that a go. Then
you really should. I need to watch some more of it as well. Yeah, that's it then.
That's it, I think. Everything's a bit of a blur other than that. I'm sure I'll think of I'll remember something halfway through the podcast. I usually do. But what about you, Ross?
See, I haven't consumed anything that's really relevant to the show. I'll tell you what I've done, though.
Go on.
I have finished Ken Burns' 18-hour magnum opus about the Vietnam War.
Oh, you got through that then?
Pretty good going, to be fair. If it's 18 hours, you've done well.
It is probably the best history lesson you'll learn about why America is like the way it is today.
Right, okay.
Yeah, it makes you realise how, like, the events of the 60s and
so it covers all the stuff 70s. About the Americans being lied to and everything, yeah? Yeah,
it flicks between what's going on in Vietnam and what's going on at home.
Right.
As well. So you've got four presidents.
Right.
Worth, because a couple of them one of them gets killed, the other one has to quit because he's like literally a crook.
Yep.
And it's excellent. And it will give you a very powerful insight into why Americans are fucking mental about guns, and also why the country's so divided between like staunch conservative patriots and liberal people.
Right, okay.
Yeah. A big yo to all our American listeners out there.
There are quite a few of you, actually.
Keep on listening.
Thank you for listening. Do please keep listening.
I think it was a bridge for TV. So if you're gonna steal it off the internet, get the Blu-rays and just watch 18 hours worth of it. And then the other thing I watched again, just more documentaries. Started on Blue Planet 2.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
I've
been
not
doing
seen
a bit
it
of
yet. Is it good?
Yeah,
yeah. So I like to save it
mind-blowing.
up. So I just download them and then save them up, and then we like to watch them and not binge them in like people do, where they go, "Oh, I had to watch Stranger Things in 24 hours." We just like to save up a TV show so that we can watch it at our own speed.
Right.
And so we're like 4 or 5 episodes in Blue Planet, so that's when we said we'd start watching it.
Cool.
So then when we finish that, that's when we'll start Peaky
like an
Blinders.
hour long.
Like we haven't started Peaky Blinders yet.
Okay.
Because what we'll do is watch Blue Planet 2 first, but it's fucking unbelievable.
It is. What they've managed to capture.
I've just watched the first
mind-blowing.
one, and then last night we watched the second one, which was Into the Deep, and that's the one where they just go down really far and they might as well be on another planet.
Let's see crazy fish.
It's just insane.
Okay.
Like,
did you see a
literally
blobfish?
Alien creature. Right, there's one fish. Let me tell you about this fish.
I know which one you're going to say.
Right, there's this one fish. Well, no, there's a couple of fish I want to talk about. There's a squid, that only...
It's not often you're going to hear that sentence, is it?
Right.
Go on.
Weird things in Blue Planet. Right, you've got there's these fish that just swim upright, so they're totally like normal shaped fish, but they just swim around like that.
Yeah.
I'm holding my fingers
Horizon,
up,
vertically.
and they feed like that by going like that.
Right.
There's this squid that swims in a way that it basically just tracks round in a circle, yeah? So one of its eyes that looks down into the gloom is very narrow so that it can let in loads of light. And then its eye on this top of its head is fucking massive so that it can see predators.
Right.
And it literally has just evolved to the point that that's how that... And it's called something like the wonky-eyed squid. But then there's this other fish, and it is the most... Like, me and Anna audibly gasped.
I know which one you mean.
We're like, I almost don't believe that's real.
I want to skip straight to this episode.
There's a fish that has got eyes in the front of its face.
Yeah.
But like humans, like so they're at the front, which is unusual, isn't it? Because fish normally have eyes at the side. Yeah. Yeah. Do you know what else it's got? A completely translucent head
and brain,
so that it can look up through its head.
Wow.
To see for predators.
Wow.
And it's just, I was just like...
and it glows, doesn't it? It's a glowing, completely
they all glow
transparent
down
head.
there,
Yeah.
don't they?
Yeah, but it's like this weird sub... It looks like one of those little mini subs, doesn't it? But then you realise it's a fish. His brain, skull, everything is translucent, so he can look up through his own brain.
Amazing.
Fucking mental.
And
I'm going to watch this evening.
It's that typical... Well, you just... The BBC... There's nobody makes documentaries like that, like the BBC make them.
Did you say this is episode 2?
Yeah.
I'm skipping straight to episode 2.
I'll
come back to episode 1.
Watch episode 1 as well, because there's a bit in episode 1 where they follow dolphins surf for pleasure.
Oh, right.
And so they go to this place where dolphins surf.
Wow.
And it's just all shot on high-speed cameras, and it's one of the roughest days out there. And these waves are like, you could pause it at any point and just have that framed on a wall.
Cool.
But also, don't if you're going to watch it and you haven't got access to iPlayer, you need to download the highest quality version of it you could possibly can. Don't watch it on your phone at 480p. Download it. Like some of the ones I downloaded were like nearly 5 gig.
Right. Okay.
Each, and it's worth it. But yeah, so I haven't done anything relevant to this podcast other than educate myself.
I don't see why those
I fucking love documentaries.
I don't see why those aren't relevant, to be honest. They're very interesting things.
But David Attenborough keeps getting older, and I genuinely don't know what we would do without David Attenborough.
Yeah, it's true, isn't it? Nobody's going to replace him, are they?
He's the first person on my list if they turn around and went, we got Futurama heads in the bottle now. Who do you want to put in it? And it'd be David Attenborough.
Yeah, fair enough. Have him on your shelf at home.
No, I just mean you would make...
You could narrate all your BBC documentaries for your life. That'd be great.
If it would be like... We know David Attenborough is a national treasure, so we're putting his head in a jar in the Tower of London where he's going to be guarded with the crown jewels, and then we just bring a microphone to him once a year when the BBC have finished their latest nature documentary.
Yeah.
Because it would just be so weird without him talking over it.
You were saying it wasn't really relevant to the podcast, but what about that other fish, that one that sort of tells all the other fish where to go and what to do? And then the new up-and-coming prettier fish, it swims right up to them and sort of jumps on them and starts touching them up in ways that they shouldn't. There was that one. Do you remember that?
No, I don't know what you're trying to get at.
Is it the Weinstein fish?
Yeah.
Might cut that out.
Nah. Shows me up to be a complete bellend. That's what
news,
I'm here for. Yeah.
Good
stuff.
stuff.
So... And to be honest, those two things, I think I've probably watched films since last week, but I don't think we've watched a Sunday film this week, so no.
Cool.
No films. Oh yeah, I'll tell you one thing I have stopped consuming.
The Walking Dead.
Yeah, I gave up on it.
Yeah, good stuff. It's in the news later on. We'll talk about that in a bit.
Cool.
Do you want to know what I've consumed?
Go on.
Right, you can choose between Loving Vincent, Bigsby Bear, Paddington 2, the entire run of The Punisher, Happy Death Day, and episode 1 or issue 1 of the DC and Watchmen.
Punisher. What's your feelings
crossover.
on Punisher?
Punisher was bloody amazing.
Was it?
It was really good.
I've seen episode 1. Very impressed so far.
Okay.
Haven't watched any more because how fucking dark it is.
It doesn't lit up at all. It is dark and it's bloody and it's gruesome. I'm not 100% on the very, very last episode.
Right.
Still very good.
Yeah.
And in actual fact, I think I preferred it, and this is probably quite controversial, I preferred it to Daredevil Season 1.
Wow.
Yeah. Because it was just correct in its tone. It didn't feel the need to reference any other parts of the cinematic universe or anything. It just kept going and kept kicking you in the balls with loads and loads of stuff. Like,
I think it can with this because he is a standalone, isn't he? That's the whole point of him. He works alone. He's a standalone sort of story. I know he interacts with the others, but it's always with a reluctance, isn't it? That
absolutely.
Character, so.
In honesty, though, that him and is it Gyro? They're just amazingly acted. Fantastic parts for both of them. I don't necessarily like. Is it John Bethnal? Is that how you say his name?
The guy who from Shane. The guy who
Shane
plays
from
the
Walking Dead.
Yeah, he's wholly unlikable in anything he's in.
He is unlikable. However,
he's just a bit of a meathead, isn't he?
This is the perfect part for him, mate.
Yeah.
It's spot on.
He's really good in Pacific, but you still can't in The Pacific, which was HBO's follow-up to Band of Brothers.
Right.
But you still can't.
Is he in Baby Driver as well?
Yeah, he's a dick in that as well, isn't he?
he?
Yeah, he's just a dick in everything. He's just such a.
But he's going to be one of those
so
blokes.
hateable in season 1 of Walking Dead.
But he's generally one of those people are the nicest people in the world in real life.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what it is about him. He's a meathead. He's scary, but I think what plays against him, but when you realise what it is he looks like, it's sort of endearing. What are those dogs? They're like bulldogs, but they've got like it's just like a forehead and a nose all in one.
Like a French
Hey,
bulldog.
you're
not French. They're
English
like
bull terrier.
Yeah.
It's my
Bull terrier,
favourite dog in the world,
They're
so I
just-
take offence to that.
No, honestly, that's what he looks like. Check him out, and then look. And honestly, he's one of them.
If he were a dog,
If he were a dog,
He'd be one of
No,
those.
don't ruin
Yeah.
Perfectly Good Dog.
Bad Dog and the Dweebs.
Are you gonna
Bad Dog
talk
was one, wasn't he? Anyway, yeah.
Rude
go on.
Dog.
Rude
and the
Dog.
Dweebs.
rude
the
dog,
one.
and that's
Hey.
it. Yeah,
All
rude
right,
dog.
Grandad, Bad Dog. Are you watching Bad Dog and the Dweebs again?
You're a dweeb.
Yeah, shut
Right.
up, dweeb. It's called Rude Dog. And then you
But-
get muddled with that character. Who's the one that Homer Simpson plays? They introduce him in. Homer plays a character. They introduce him into Ren and Stimpy, don't they? And he gets loads of friends.
Ren and Stimpy or
Not Ren and Stimpy.
Itchy and Scratchy? Ah,
See, he's as
see?
bad.
It's Itchy and Scratchy, you dweeb. Not
all right,
Ren and
Grandad.
Stimpy. Anyway, right. Do you want to know about any of the other things that I mentioned?
Are you going to do a more in-depth review of Punisher with Adam?
I expect so, yeah.
And maybe Paul if he watches it. I'm probably not going to bother.
No? I think
No.
you should. I think you'd quite like it.
Honestly, I hated he's plays such hateable characters, but in this, you're with him all the way.
Yeah. It's bang on.
To be honest, I've got basically gonna watch Peaky Blinders after Blue Planet and then probably move. I might watch it when I'm off over
I've
Christmas.
not started Peaky Blinders yet. That's going to be mentioned later on as well. So we'll come back to that. But yeah, nothing else on that list.
You tell us about something that you think that
Okay,
we'll
I
like
think
on
you
that
should.
list.
Everybody in the world should go and watch the movie Bigsby Bear. It is the most touching, thought-provoking. Yeah, right, Paul, laugh it up.
Well, from Hollywood, mate.
the
I mean,
most
they're all a
touching-
bit touching at the moment, aren't they?
Touching, thought-provoking, lovely film, and it's got some brilliant cameos. Or I suppose they are more bit parts than cameos, including Mark Hamill. That was a surprise. Yeah, it's an intelligently put together film about a guy who he loves this TV show called Bigsby Bear, and he's like completely his world is built around this TV show, and he makes videos on the internet and shares them
like
with
Paul is
people
about
and
Transformers.
stuff.
So.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, and runs like a YouTube channel type thing about the show and stuff. And then for one reason or another, the person that's making the show has to stop. And then he decides that in actual fact what he wants to do is finish the story. And then like pulls together some friends who just by default become his friends, and like they're just the people that are around him in what is then his new life. And it's so heartwarming and so beautiful. It's just, I don't want to describe it too much because it would be so easy to spoil it.
Cool.
But
No,
please go and watch it.
It's not the story I was expecting.
It's
I was
fantastic.
expecting something Paddington when you said
Oh, I
Bixby
see.
Bear. I thought,
Show me
brilliant.
on Bixby Bear where it was touching.
Think more like Teddy Ruxpin. Ruxpin.
Or
I never
Ted.
liked him
Including
neither.
a thing where you put a tape in his back. That's in there as well.
Right.
So, yeah.
There's a hand coming through the wall.
Hello. Car keys. Oh, you are going out, eh?
We've run out of milk for the baby.
That old
Baby
chestnut.
milk.
Asda.
Yeah, I'm going to have to because they do too.
Hey, will you get something for me? Will you get a lint calendar for me?
Why are you going to? Why are you going to ask? Why can't you go to Aldi?
Because I'm picking something up from Asda. And that I've ordered. It needs to be here by the 1st.
One of them.
Or is that a bit...
No, I know.
Somehow I can access them.
No,
And stop leaving them in your pocket.
don't be silly.
Like put a hook on the put a hook on the wall by the door.
Is it bad of me to ask you to get a lint one? Would you prefer for me to
Can I
walk
get
in?
a lint one?
Chris wants a
Yes.
lint roller.
Yes.
Go on.
What do you want?
Just a lint roller.
What, for me?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were surprising me.
It's not a chocolate one.
Doesn't matter. That means Lego, doesn't it?
Definitely. I was going to say it's
Surprise.
definitely.
You've got a surprise, but...
All right.
what
Well, if it's
chocolate
not
do you want?
chocolate, it's Lego, isn't it?
What chocolate? Oh, shut up.
I'll just have a bar of chocolate every day, thanks. Great, thanks.
Jilly, what have you been consuming this week?
My sister
Lego.
bought my nephew, so her son, one that's reusable, like it's wooden.
Oh, yeah, I've seen somebody else was...
Like people
on
were
about
starting,
this.
like it was like 15 quid, but
Yeah.
then that's it now. You fill it up with
Fill it with
whatever
little
you want.
toys and stuff, whatever you want.
Oh, was
Yeah.
that a do-it-yourself calendar?
Yeah.
I think. Yeah, so the first year it's full of like wrapped sweets, and then next year it's whatever you want to put in it. So
Right.
you could make a Lego one.
Does that mean I'm keeping all of this in the podcast?
Can do.
We'll see how
Yeah.
it sounds.
See how it sounds.
It's
tomorrow.
topical.
Typically topical. Right. So, yeah, other things on that list, ever so quick. Loving Vincent was the Vincent van Gogh animated movie about his final days.
That looks like a head fuck.
It is heavy, but it's beautiful. It's yeah. I'll tell you more about it another time. Happy Death Day was a Halloween release. It was Groundhog Day meets what's the Wes Craven slasher movie? Scream. And oh yeah, Doomsday Clock. That's Watchmen DC Universe crossover,
Right.
Yeah.
which is actually cleverly a direct sequel to the original Watchmen comics,
Right. Okay.
and looks like it's worth a read.
I heard on a podcast a gag about this,
Go on.
and that Alan Moore's going to kill himself just so he can turn in his grave.
Yeah, he probably doesn't like it. It's got a new raw sash in it. He'll probably be killing himself over that, won't he?
He won't care at this point. He just lives in he's basically Hagrid, isn't he?
What
He
do
just lives
people
in
say? He's a
fucking
wizard.
Because he is actually a wizard.
Has he turned himself into a white wizard type person?
Yeah, he is a wizard
and
and he lives in
retreated.
Cornwall, and he's just like a hermity wizardy type guy, isn't he?
And now he doesn't write new stuff anymore, does he? He just
Well, no, because he fucking hates Hollywood as well, doesn't he?
well, he takes like out of print or out of copyright characters and turns them into arseholes now, doesn't he? That's kind of his thing.
Cool.
I don't know.
I don't know if he's had an
He wrote
original.
Watchmen and V for Vendetta.
Yeah,
So
I don't know if he's had an original thing for at least a decade now. Anyway, doesn't matter. Should we have some news?
Go on, then.
Cool. Bloody Pixar.
Right.
They've done it again.
Then what?
Well, they've released a movie, haven't they?
Oh.
That's apparently a masterpiece.
It is a
isn't it?
masterpiece. Yeah, Coco is knocking quite easily Justice League off the top spot.
A triumphant return to form
Yes.
for a movie studio that barely falters from like the bar's quite high at Pixar, isn't it?
Yeah, true. Apparently, though, there's a moment in this movie that's really shocking some parents. I don't know if you know what the film's about. So, briefly, Coco is a young boy, somehow or another winds up in the land of the dead.
Because
Right.
he's Mexican.
Yeah.
The whole movie's Mexican.
It's about the
Mexican
celebration of
culture based, yeah. So ends up in the land of the dead, where the people there realise that they've died their first death, and then they're in the land of the dead until they experience their second death,
Right.
which happens when people in the real world forget about them.
Right.
So,
Hasn't this been done before? This sounds really
no,
familiar.
There was one called The Book of Life that was released a few years back, but it's a different story.
Right.
And people keep associating them, but they are quite different. But yeah, so one of the guys who he meets in the land of the dead, it kind of shows his murder,
Wow.
and quite graphically as well, apparently. So yeah.
So if William Shakespeare was Mexican, he'd just be stuck there,
Yes, he would.
like forever.
Yeah.
Because even when all the humans are dead, there's still going to be an infinite number of monkeys on an infinite number of typewriters trying to write the works of Shakespeare,
This
aren't
is
they?
true. Although, is that okay? So we've discussed this before about first, second, and third deaths. You know, first being physical, second being memorable, and third being the everything that you've created. So when that's all forgotten and gotten rid of, that's your third death. I don't think that's covered in this movie, but
No, because most people don't have that third death, do they?
I see what you mean. So for average Joe,
Yeah.
who's just a builder, I say just a builder. Hi builders, we respect you. But the point being, yeah, you're right. Some people might not like create the works of Shakespeare, for instance.
Yeah.
That's what you were getting at. But yeah.
Well, actually, it's weird because people have most people don't have a third death, but then also people who warrant a third death, they don't normally have that third death either, do they?
What do you mean?
Because John Williams
Yep.
is never going to have his third death, is he? Because he's
No.
going to be like Shakespeare.
Yeah, true.
So he's transcended past the just people who know him death
Yeah.
into his life work will go on forever, won't it?
Yeah.
So he won't have
He
won't have his third death until the heat death of the universe, will he?
Which could happen at any time.
No, it couldn't.
So
About
ironically,
15 billion years away.
Do you think?
bad bastards like Jimmy Savile, who would have probably been forgotten all about in about 10 years, now he's going to be waiting ages for his second death, isn't he?
So yeah, if you're hanging out in the land of the dead with Jimmy Savile, then best of luck to you.
He's been sent to hell anyway, apparently. I listened to a recent podcast with... it was an interview with David Frost.
Right.
With Jimmy Savile. He got dragged off. It was only
drag me to hell
he
style?
got dragged to hell, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
They did a
It was
it's
Robert Popper and
dramatization.
it was
of
Robert Popper and Peter Serafinowicz
Okay.
again, and he did all the voices.
Cool.
It's worth giving a listen to because he gets his comeuppance.
That's
It's
the one
really
where
funny.
he's like, so how did you get away with it for so long? And he's like, easy. I made myself as creepy as possible, hid in plain sight.
Yeah.
Hidden in plain sight. Did they call it Room Hello Hell?
It is along those lines, I think. Is it something? I think it's a play on the through the keyhole thing.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, I can't quite remember, but it's very good. It's worth a listen.
Well, kind of related to that, one of the Pixar bosses, John Lasseter, is taking a sabbatical because he's had some misconduct allegations
Hey,
as
another
well.
one.
Even Pixar is not safe, so yeah. There we go. Coco, as it's taken 49 million at the weekend. Justice League took 40 million. And Wonder lagging behind at 22 million. But still doing very well, to be honest. Thor Ragnarok is down there in fourth. Nothing else really matters, I suppose, except for perhaps Murder on the Orient Express, which is still there. There's a sequel coming.
What?
Yeah. Well, there are like 35 of these books, the Poirot books. Agatha Christie is?
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, so there are like, well, I suppose fairer to say 35 stories. I don't know how many of them are novels and things, but they're doing Death on the Nile, I think it's called.
That's basically the same thing, and they're on a boat on the Nile, aren't they?
Yeah.
So
All it always reminds me
story.
of is a really good point-and-click adventure on the Amiga called Cruise for a Corpse.
Yes, I remember that.
It was a detective game where you were on a cruise ship in like Victorian time or early Edwardian period.
Cruise for a Corpse. did you
Yeah.
say? Okay.
It's a cracker.
Cool.
Because I don't know about Poirot, but it's like Sherlock Holmes. A lot of those stories are short stories, aren't they?
Yeah.
Because they would just publish a newspaper.
That's it. Yeah. So you get collections and stuff, and you know,
There's
as well as
hardly
novels.
any novels. I think Hound of Baskerville is one that's full length, isn't it?
Right. Okay. There you go. So yeah, I think Kenneth Branagh's being at least approached to direct and star again. So you know, it's going to be a universe, I suppose, of some description, or a set of movies, or it could be a lot of them. The new James Bond, maybe.
Yeah,
Maybe
I
not.
suppose. I caught Bond the other night. It was which one was it? It was one of the is it Timothy Dalton?
Stop getting Bond wrong.
What was his name? You know the one. He was in Hot Fuzz.
Timothy Dalton.
No, was it Timothy Dalton?
Yeah, Timothy Dalton's in Hot Fuzz.
Must
Right,
be
next thing was the theme music by Aha.
I didn't get that far. It was Halle Berry was in it.
Then it was Pierce Brosnan.
Pierce Brosnan, that's the one I was thinking.
Not Timothy Dalton.
Fuck me,
It's
it was
a bad one, that, isn't it?
dreadful.
Yeah, it's probably one of the worst Bonds.
Which one is it?
Absolutely terrible.
Shit, it's one of the... It's not... Right, so you got Tomorrow Never Dies, The World Is Not Enough.
Goldeneye?
And then-
No,
Not Golden. So Goldeneye, Tomorrow Never Dies, The World Is Not Enough, and then it's the one after that, and it's really, really bad.
He was like a sex pest the whole way through it. There was no suave about it or tongue in cheek. It was just sex pest.
Ross is having to look it up.
Oh, it was
As in-
horrible.
Yeah,
Must
I'm only
know,
look.
must
I
know.
see. I wouldn't normally look this up, but it's breaking me, not because
Fair
it's
enough.
falling out. My
Anyway,
head.
let's move on. It's not news. It's just fucking dreadful.
We'll wait for a Google result and then we'll move on. Ping.
Die Another Day.
Aha.
It's fucking terrible. He gets captured in North Korea at the start, and so they do a prisoner exchange. He's got a beard and everything, but there's
Okay.
some
I've not seen
horrible
it, definitely.
CGI
CGI
stuff.
beard.
So he he infiltrates North Korea by I think he does a halo jump, which for any of you nerds that don't know military shit, it's a high altitude low opening. No, that's in a different. I think it's in GoldenEye does that. I think he parachute jumps into surfing. And then it's terrible CGI.
Yes. Okay, I've seen a clip of that.
And it's the one with the invisible car. It's the one where the bad guy has got loads of diamonds stuck in his head because diamonds blow up around him. And yeah, it's fucking bad. It's really bad.
Okay. Maybe not one to put on the watch list then.
It is worth watching for how terrible it is.
Okay.
But all Bond films are worth watching because some of them are brilliant and some of them are brilliantly bad.
Excuse me.
Bless you.
Thank you so much.
Is that a segue into something?
What? No. Not
No.
really.
Oh. That would have been impressive. Right,
Hopefully
go on.
it's not a segue into a cold. But yes, there we go. Right, Joe Manganiello has shared a decent photograph of Deathstroke this week. Do you guys care?
Sort of.
He looks pretty cool. Have you... Oh, you played the Batman games, Ross. Have you played the Batman games, Paul?
No.
He's looking very close to Deathstroke in...
Arkham Origins.
Yeah. Was it Origins?
Yeah. Arkham Origins,
it was,
the,
yeah,
the
sorry,
Christmassy, wintry...
That's right, yeah, because the one I've not played is the Dark Knight. No.
the latest one.
Yeah, what's that one called?
Gotham Knight.
Gotham Knight.
Is it Gotham
Yeah,
Knight?
it is Gotham Knight,
Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, I've not played that one. But yeah, he looks super cool. It's not like... It's just a photograph. But it's out there. Go and have a look. Tom Hardy, if we care, is doing some pretty massive, intense physical training for Venom, which means he's bulking up again, I guess.
Mate, he's pretty hench anyway, isn't he?
Yeah, but he tends to go through sort of modes of flabbiness, doesn't he, really?
Yeah.
So he looked pretty good for Taboo, didn't he? Did you guys see Taboo?
No.
Was it
Yeah,
called
I
Taboo?
saw it.
You don't
yeah,
really
it's
see
well.
him in Dunkirk.
Yeah.
He's literally in a cockpit covered in a mask the whole time,
Yeah,
isn't
that's
he?
true. But, people do like to cover his face for some reason.
Chris Nolan likes to cover his face
Uh,
whilst making not very good films.
oh, I like Chris Nolan. But anyway, Spawn. Do we care about Spawn?
Yeah,
Okay.
tell me about Spawn.
That's going to start filming next year in New York.
I like the sound of that.
There you go.
It can't be as bad as the other Spawn film, can it?
It cannot. It is horrible, isn't it?
It's terrible.
I listened to the soundtrack though the other day, and just to re-listen to it. All right, it's aged, and some of it is not as good as I remember. But geez, there's some bangers on there. Some really, really good tunes.
I
Do you
would be
remember it?
tempted to. I'd be
It's mostly Fear Factory and stuff like that, wouldn't it?
It's all sorts of rock bands with all sorts of like rap artists and stuff.
Right.
Like, yeah, just smashed together.
like terrible pop punk hip hop.
Yeah.
Like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles films never stopped getting made and became Spawn.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be it, yeah.
But it's a good soundtrack.
Yeah.
If anything's worth revisiting, it's the soundtrack. Fuck the film.
Talking of
Film's
good
awful.
soundtracks, get the soundtrack to Vietnam documentaries, Trent Reznor, and it's like really post-rocky.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so it's got a little bit of that industrial sound that Trent Reznor does,
What,
but
the
it's
Vietnam...
just post-rock, just instrumental stuff.
Right. So
really
what, the
fucking good.
Vietnam
And then
documentary that
obviously-
you've been watching?
Yeah, so that's the original music, and then it just cuts to music of that era, and the worse the war gets, the better the music gets, and you're
Oh,
just
wow.
like, yeah, it really did have the best soundtrack, the Vietnam War.
Cool. Yeah, you're right. Some of the music that was around at the time was just amazing, wasn't it? Great. What a time to be alive. Maybe.
Maybe. I just got to check out that Trent Reznor thing.
Yeah, you'll love it.
Yeah.
Right up your street.
Yeah, he did his first soundtrack was Quake,
Yeah,
the game, wasn't it? Yeah,
because you
I've
used to
actually
get
got that.
9-inch nail logoed ammo for the nail gun. In the
Ah.
shop.
Right, yeah. Yeah.
Cool.
Facts. Old people telling you stuff.
Do we care about Jude Law being in the Captain Marvel movie?
No.
He's alright, isn't he?
Yeah, I quite like him. He's going to be young Dumbledore as well.
Dumbledore.
Young. Yeah, that's right. Dumbledore. He's going to be the original Captain Marvel in Captain Marvel, and I guess he's going to hand over to female Captain Marvel, if it matters. Anyway, Kevin Feige has kind of not come out. Is given some information about the next steps for the Marvel Universe, which is quite interesting.
He's basically hinted that the Avengers is the finale, isn't it?
To a degree, but what he said is that there are two distinct periods. There's everything before Avengers 4 and everything after. Now, you said last week, Ross, that you had a bit of superhero fatigue going on. I don't know if that's like I've heard other podcasts mention that as well. What about you, Paul? Do you...
Well, yeah, if you end up listening to like 5 hours of bloody podcast talking about the same shit, then I'd have superhero fatigue as well.
I know I get bored of YouTube now. Because, all my YouTube feed is constantly filled with the same gas.
Just watch other things on YouTube, mate.
Yeah, I try
I'm
to. But
one of the very rare breed that have managed to avoid a lot of these superhero. I've got to play catch up big time on a lot of these films.
yeah. Okay.
So I've got all that to look forward to at a later point. So I've not got the fatigue yet.
Fair. Okay. Well, that's good, because...
Like, I can't remember the last time I saw one of these films at cinema. That's how much I'm
you said that
fatigued
before,
by them.
That's bad. But they're still doing well. You know, they're still... what's this? 3 movies. Yeah, not Avengers, Thor. So Thor Ragnarok is going to be the 3rd movie in a row this year from Marvel that will top 80 million, which is pretty good.
Yeah.
So, what he said then, Kevin Feige, is that there are that they are 22 movies in, and they've got another 20 movies on the docket that are completely different from anything that's come before intentionally.
Right.
So you're
Good.
about halfway through, Ross, basically.
But it's not just 22 movies, is it? It's more like add another 15 to those, because you've got DC making them, you've got Fox making them. Like, I haven't
Yeah.
seen Logan yet. It's been on my Plex server for fucking
Wow,
months.
you've not seen Logan?
Yeah.
Oh wow, that's a good point actually. We were talking the other week about Fox. Who was buying who?
Disney were buying Fox.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, so that didn't really happen. Sony are bidding on Fox as well at the moment. That's scarier.
No, it's not, because it would give Sony the money and... Well, yeah, I suppose, because
It'd just
what
fuck up the
everyone really
universe a
wants
bit
is
more,
to
wouldn't
have
it?
it back at Disney. Disney can't own everything. Competition is good.
No, this is true.
Or whatever anybody says about comics, when they're like, all Marvel stuff should be Marvel. No, competition is good.
Who's the other? There were 2 other big companies that were looking at a merger this week. Oh, AT&T and
Verizon.
Is it Horizon? Who owns HBO?
Warner.
Time Warner.
Time Warner.
Time Warner, AT&T. Possible merger. It's being blocked by the American
yeah, it will
Justice.
do. They've got so many. They're at the point now where most markets have only got two competitors. So
it's
they
monopolies issue.
Mm.
Even Donald Trump is saying it's a problem, and they don't want it to go. He doesn't want it to go ahead. So just for once, he's on the right side of the argument.
Wow.
But yeah,
Who'd have thought Donald Trump the voice of reason?
yeah, who'd have thought?
Ever.
But still, that's the merger is still being. They're still pushing it forward, and they're aiming to have the merger completed by April of next year. But we'll have to see what the court case. I mean, they're being sued specifically to stop the merger from happening by the American. What's the American Justice Division of Justice? What's the thing they have?
Department of Justice.
Department of Justice.
DOJ.
We'll see what happens. Right. So where were we? Kevin Feige, Sony, buying Fox.
Yeah.
Is that all right?
I don't care.
No. I suppose at least Sony might be up for lending the characters to Disney to incorporate them into the MCU. But it sounds as if they don't really need it.
Also, Sony might be a little bit better at handing over the distribution rights of A New Hope to Disney.
Yeah, true.
So we can fucking get that film out on Blu-ray.
That's true. And a decent collected box set.
Yeah, without it being touched up by George Lucas.
Yep. There we go.
Film pedo.
But yeah, so yeah, I don't reckon they. Personally, I don't think they really need extra characters. If they've got 20 more movies slated and coming, that's fine. Avengers: Infinity War, by the way, there's a trailer. They had a teaser thing drop today because I think this week a bunch of the footage and the trailer got sort of released unintentionally. Leaked, that's the word. But it was a real bad copy again, just like we had with Rampage. Not that those two should be necessarily
compared. Yeah.
Who knows? But so the official trailer is going to be released tomorrow. So to everybody out there, that's probably today onwards, Wednesday, the 29th of November.
I think
2017.
Just to go back to the Marvel thing, I think it's totally fine that they don't have X-Men because the roster of characters in X-Men is so broad and it's so its own universe, isn't it?
Yeah, I know what you mean, actually.
It would just muddy the water too much. The only thing I ever feel that's missing from the MCU is the Fantastic Four.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Because they would fit into what they were doing at the moment. You can imagine them being involved with whatever's going to kick off at the end of Avengers 4 or whatever it's called.
Have they done a Thor and Thing face-off yet? Do you know what I mean? That'd be the Thing.
Oh, yeah, but this Thing's fought the Hulk, hasn't it, at some point?
Yeah, but I mean on screen yet? Have we ever seen it?
No,
That's what I mean.
they
The
can't
meeting
do
of the
it.
minds there, it would be amazing.
Would be cool. But
Yeah.
can't be done.
Why not?
Because of the rights.
Right.
Because, Fantastic Four and the Thing are with Fox, of course.
Right.
And in actual fact, the Hulk isn't actually officially with Marvel, is it? Is it Universal? that own the rights
Really?
to the Hulk?
Oh, yeah, that's right. I think we
And they
mentioned
lend
it,
him
didn't
to
we?
the MCU.
No, I
inclusion
don't.
in
I
their
don't think
films.
it's a lens thing. I think he's allowed to be used in context.
Right.
He's not allowed a movie,
Unless they say so.
but he's allowed to be used as a character. They don't own the rights to character. They own the rights to the.
The movie franchise.
Yeah.
Right, okay. How bloody complicated. Anyway, would we prefer to talk about James Cameron and Avatar?
Yeah, come on, let's see what James Cameron's up to with Avatar. Is he
He's
filming it
sounding-
on the moon? Has he built a fucking spaceship?
No, he's doing
So-
he's doing mocap underwater though.
The man's a lunatic.
He is
I've heard
a
that.
lunatic.
I heard they're going to change the way that films. James Cameron is changing cinema forever, like he does every
Again.
time he makes a
Yeah.
fucking movie.
He is. He's just the forerunner for everything great in filmmaking, isn't he? Digital effects wise, I suppose, or practical effects. If you go back to Terminator, he was really groundbreaking at the time, wasn't he?
Yeah,
So, and
The Abyss,
The Abyss and Titanic
T2.
as well.
Titanic.
Every film that he's done, basically.
Yeah. Even Last Action Hero raised the not Last Action Hero. What the fuck? True Lies.
Wow.
Changed
True Lies,
the way. Changed the level. Changed the level of a spy blockbuster action movie, didn't it?
That's the one with what's the lead? The woman's name?
Jamie Lee Curtis.
Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yeah.
She does like a striptease at the beginning.
That's right,
of
yeah.
the film.
Yeah.
Okay. not seen that film since I was about
It's very, very good.
18. I probably should go back and watch that again. But yeah, he doesn't sound quite so confident about his sequels to Avatar. He's basically saying that if 2 and 3 don't make enough money, let's face it, there's not going to be a 4 and 5.
But then that's somebody being humble.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's probably a good thing.
Yeah. All good artists think everything they do is shite, don't they?
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
I can't imagine how mocap underwater can... Well, I can understand how it'll work, but Jesus, you're putting your actors through some serious shit to do that. That's pretty impressive.
Yep.
We'll see what happens.
Is Sam Worthington and Zoe Zolando
I'm pretty sure
reprising their roles as
almost all of the original cast,
really?
including
the guy's dead,
Yeah.
isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, yeah, we'll see what happens.
Avatar broke people, didn't it? Like, people fucking love that film.
It's one of the highest
It's one of
grossing
those,
films.
yeah, but it's one of those
all
films
time,
that
isn't it?
changed. Like, there's certain films like Lord of the Rings there's people who fucking love that to the point where it's painful how much they love it.
Yeah.
And Titanic was another one with another
Yeah,
James
yeah.
Cameron movie
True.
where people like my sister and Anna's a bit the same, and my mate Bran, they got fucking super obsessed with Titanic and went to like exhibitions and museums and stuff because they just got obsessed with it. Lord of the Rings did that. Avatar did that as well. That broke people, didn't it?
Yep.
Because they just went, Pandora's incredible. Which it was in 3D. It was the only movie I've ever seen in 3D and thought, fucking hell.
That was worth watching in 3D.
Yeah.
Very true. Completely agree with that. So hopefully you can do it again. But well, I suppose 3D might not be around by the time Avatar 2 comes along, which is 2020.
Weirdly, I would have no interest in going and seeing it in 3D.
No.
No.
I specifically avoid 3D films these days, but, you know, just because I've been let down by them far
Oh, mate,
too
I
often.
saw The Phantom Menace in 3D.
Oh, God.
And it was fucking awful.
Oh, God. That's bad enough in 2D.
I think the only one I've watched in 3D was Lego. It was all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was everything awesome in it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Were you part of a
But
team?
more so. I felt part of a team because it was 3D and I had bricks whizzing past my head.
Living the dream.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're right. Walking Dead and Fear the Walking Dead.
Fuck 'em.
Crossover.
Sorry. I'm so dead.
We just did that synchronised. That just shows the general consensus in this room before
Does,
we
doesn't
even
it?
get on
Stop
there.
getting zombies wrong.
So,
Do you know, I quit this before it was trendy to quit it.
Yeah, fine.
About 4 or 5 years ago, I thought, fuck this. I've had enough now. It's bollocks.
This, as far as I'm concerned, this show sits there with Lost for
Yeah, completely.
absolute piddle waste of asinine bullshit time of my life.
Fair enough. What season are we on now? 8, isn't it?
Bollocks.
Season
bollocks.
So, before Season Bollocks, there was
Season Toss.
and then before
Season Gash.
So, Season Gash, I saw... Let's see. Oh, yeah. So I watched the beginning 2 episodes and the last 2 episodes, and then I watched the opening episode for... What did you say the previous season was? Toss. So, yeah. The opening episode for Season Toss. So that was the introduction of Negan and the bit with killing off a couple of characters. Glenn, for instance. Spoiler alert. That episode was very good. And then I just haven't bothered ever since.
Yeah, just don't bother watching Season Yawn. Or don't bother watching Season Dog Poo. Just don't bother. Don't
Fair
ever watch Lost either, that's rubbish.
For
Equally rubbish.
For anyone that is a fan, though, Morgan. I quite like Morgan as a
Get your
character.
head tested.
Or at least I used to.
Yeah, he's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I liked it when he was he had the worst PTSD ever, and he was like, got to keep cleaning, and cleaning meant killing, and he's relentlessly killed with his stick.
Yeah.
Oh, and then that guy took him in and taught him not to be like taught him
How to not be a
like how
douchebag.
to like meditate and be zen, and then he was cool. There's some bits in that show that are good.
Yeah.
But most of the main characters are just fucking annoying, aren't they?
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
However,
So
Morgan.
Yeah.
He's going to be the crossover character.
So go back.
So we got a spin-off.
Because he went AWOL for about 3 seasons, didn't
Yeah.
he? So he's
So he's going to appear in Fear the Walking Dead in the 4th season, whenever that should be. I don't know what season they're on now. I don't care.
Season 4 was probably the prison, or season Yawn.
No,
as
season
we'll call
4
it.
of the...
Fear the Walking Dead.
Yeah, Fear the Walking Dead.
I don't care.
Who
Are they
cares?
still on a boat?
Who cares?
Bollocks.
What you did care about, though, or what you did like, Ross, was Valerian, didn't you?
Oh, yeah, I love that film
You've
so
not
much.
seen it,
It's
Paul?
fucking
Yeah.
brilliant.
Nope.
Go and check it out. I'd be interested to see what you think. But
Do I need any back history
No,
on this?
no,
'Cause
no,
I know you two are well into
excellent.
it beforehand.
Yeah, no,
Just-
wicked.
it gives you
It
everything.
soaks you
need.
straight in, yeah. Cool, all right. Yeah.
So, yeah, Eddie Redmayne and Felicity Jones are going to be starring in another movie based on a French comic. Nothing to do... It's no real ties to Valerian. I just thought it struck some of the same chords.
Just segued.
Yeah.
Just a nice little segue there.
Thank you. Thank you very much. But it's called
It's not-
Aeronauts or The Aeronauts.
Aeronauts.
That sounds familiar.
It's based on a French children's TV series. It's about 2 fighter jet pilots in the French Air Force.
But when? In some weird future or what?
Well, they fly... I don't know how to say this. Is it a Dassault Mirage 3?
Oh, yeah.
Does that make
Yeah, I
sense
know
to
that
you?
plane. It's
Right.
like a Cold War era.
So that's like 1970s.
Yeah, 80s.
Late 70s,
yeah.
early 80s, yeah.
Okay. So there you go. That
Because
tells you
now
when it's
they've been
based, doesn't it?
replaced by the Eurofighter, almost definitely.
Right, okay. So yeah, perk your interest?
Yeah, they were in Thingy together, weren't they?
Yeah,
He played
Thingy.
Stephen Hawking. She played
The Theory of Everything.
Theory of Everything.
They
Yeah.
were amazing, weren't they, in that absolutely brilliant film?
The Theory of Everything, The Walking Dead, Fear the... Yeah.
Fear the Theory of Everything?
I haven't seen it. Anna watched on the plane and it just sort of fell off my radar.
What, you've not seen The Theory of Everything?
No.
Oh, shit me. Yeah, go and watch it straight away.
Is it as good as The Imitation Game? 'Cause
Yeah,
that's fucking
I
brilliant.
would put them both in the same
I love
glorious
computers,
basket.
though.
They're brilliant.
And autistic people that are gay. So,
Yeah, fair enough.
yeah.
But
I bet the Theory of Everything's sadder, isn't it? Because it's about the decline of a brain's health.
But they both have like moments of triumph and stuff, and then tragedy.
He'd go.
Tragedy. You're right. Yeah.
He'd go in a jar, wouldn't he? Straight away.
Yep.
You'd put him in it now.
Yeah, definitely.
If you could.
Yeah.
He'd be in that because you'd want that mind to think for humanity forever.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you?
Yeah. Very true.
Have you seen that new gymnastic robot as well? He do backflips and
Yeah,
shit.
I put a little thing
Just
on my Facebook page
Whack
about
him
that.
in that.
That's Boston Dynamics, isn't it? But
Yeah, that's the one.
And did you notice that we'll tag this on our bloody Facebook page? Did you notice that not the first video they put out, because the first one was him like, I don't know, going out for a walk or something, and the second video was like a bunch of guys pushing it over and shoving it about and stuff.
Yeah, that's,
Yeah.
that's to
That's-
show off that it can counterbalance.
Yeah, okay, and it can compute all those millions of calculations required to keep its balance.
Yeah.
But they were still behaving like dicks towards it. And I'm not worried about a robot uprising, but it does kind of present like...
Are you worried of going, I remember you pushing me
I'm
about?
more worried
you dick?
about like the way that people might just treat very expensive bits of machinery
Well,
based on
there's
what they've been shown.
I think it's probably steeped heavily in already like popular culture and science fiction, but there's a game coming out on the PlayStation called Detroit, and it's by the people who made Heavy Rain and
Cool.
Fahrenheit, which are really sort of like thoughtful movie style dialogue heavy games.
Right.
And it's about androids and about how they don't have any rights and how it's almost like an apartheid.
Yeah, I've seen the...
Like race, like people are racist towards, like people are just fucking horrible to them.
Yeah.
Constantly.
Yeah.
And they treat them as subhuman and sometimes they go a little bit berserk because of it and stuff. And yeah, watch the trailer for it. It's really, really good.
That said, I think there might be an HD version of Blade Runner kicking around 2049, kicking around online. If you fancy watching it,
Yup, big
Yeah.
time.
you might have to visit the old bay of pirates, but still, bloody worth a watch. But yeah, I've seen trailers for that game. It looks bloody amazing.
Detroit, yeah.
Yeah. When's it out?
Yeah.
This year?
I think it's
next
next year,
Sorry,
yeah.
sometime.
But it'll be done when it's the developer are very much it'll be done when it's done.
Right. Okay.
Gotta
Why
hope
rush it?
Because they're not owned by Sony. They're what's called second party, so they publish exclusively to PlayStation, but Sony don't own them.
Right.
So they'll just do it when they're
Fortunate position to be in.
Yeah.
There you go. Right. So, the Eddie Redmayne and Felicity Jones movie Aeronauts. It's being directed by Tom Harper, who is the guy that directs Peaky Blinders. That's what the connection was.
Cool.
Peaky Blinders is good, I hear.
Peaky Blinders is really fucking good.
Yeah, I'm hearing a lot of good stuff about that. I've avoided it because I thought it was just some BBC drama. But
what's brilliant about Peaky Blinders is it's that golden era of TV that we're in now.
Yeah.
But concise in a way that only a BBC show can be, because only British writers can cram in 10 episodes in 6.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So Peaky Blinders does what it does.
Yeah.
Peaky Blinders does what Boardwalk Empire tries to do in 10 to 12 episodes in 6.
Right.
And it's no worse for it.
Okay.
In some ways, it's better.
Are they 1 hour episodes?
Yeah.
So so I could probably bash through that pretty quickly.
And it's incredible. Like the cast, it's fucking brilliant.
Aidan Gillen's in that as well, isn't he? I saw the trailer for the new season, and
Season 4, isn't it?
Is it season 4
now? Yeah.
Yeah, Tom Hardy's in it.
Tom Hardy and Aidan Gillen, yeah.
Who else turns? The bad. I think this season sort of like baddie is Adrian Brody.
Ah, really? Okay. So they have like a seasoned bad guy that changes.
No, but there's always gangs going on and
Gangs
stuff.
challenging.
Like Tom Hardy's like a Jewish guy, and he runs one of the Jewish gangs in London.
Okay.
But what's good about it is, it's like, if you enjoyed Boardwalk, did you like Boardwalk Empire?
Yeah.
And did you do that thing with Boardwalk Empire where you read up on how factually correct it was? And
Yeah,
stuff
absolutely.
Like Peaky Blinders will make you do that as well.
Right.
But it's a very good. It gives you a very good insight into like how the First World War affected Britain, like people coming back, and who's Sam Neill's the big baddie in it for most of it.
Okay.
And because he's the police chief responsible for stamping out gangland crime.
Okay. So your main characters are kind of anti-heroes, are they?
Oh yeah, it's like Boardwalk Empire or Goodfellas. Yeah,
Right.
they're not the good guys.
Right.
They have fucking razor blades in their hats. And they slash people's faces up with them.
Cool. Okay.
And the music's and it's like Boardwalk Empire. They use lots of contemporary music.
Right.
And it's such a good show.
Cool. I'm on it. I'm going to go and watch that. Paul, one that might interest you because it's kind of like weird and out there and cosmic, man.
Yeah.
Do you know much about the Rendlesham UFO incident?
Yes. Are they doing a movie about that now?
They are doing a TV series.
Because they haven't cashed in on that enough already.
I didn't know anything about it
Yeah,
until I saw this crop up.
Big thing. Yeah, it's been a big thing for years.
So it's like the British Roswell, right?
It was the British Roswell, that, from what I can understand.
Is this the one where Ant and Dec... is this the alien autopsy thing?
No.
That's a different one. The fake alien autopsy that Ant and Dec were in a movie
This
about.
is the... it was the Rendell...
I do know about that, but
what's it called? I forget It's a military air base.
Air base, yeah.
In the UK, but it's American and UK shared. And... A vehicle of some kind, or an aircraft of some sort. Something landed, apparently, and there's apparently a lot of evidence there to say that it did. And the witnesses are all military, members of the military.
They weren't.
And
didn't happen.
So there was all these military men coming forward saying, yeah, this has happened, this is what we witnessed, this is what we saw. And that was it, up until about 2 or 3 years ago. And then one of these guys came forward and said, I've just found my notebook.
Which is bollocks. He scribbled it on
this is
fucking shit on the
Well,
bedroom
you'll
wall.
like this one, Ross. This is right up your street. I found my notebook from the time of when this incident happened. Had a look through and found a whole series of pages that are just zeros and ones. And I don't remember where they've come from, what it is at all. And then once he'd gone through it all and he started analysing them, he started getting flashbacks. Remembered writing them down after he touched the craft, reported supposedly, as he reports.
And it allowed him to talk in binary.
Well, he drew in binary.
Did he type it
and
all in on a spectrum and it was Jet Set Willy?
I think. Do you know what? I wish it was.
It was that level from Jet Set Willy that was never released.
It's apparently some coordinates and half-baked sentence of some sort.
See, I love that sort of thing and fucking hate
I'm the same.
it with such equal measure.
Yeah.
My brain cannot even just be a little bit receptive. It's so instantly sceptical, and then it's like, it's bollocks, isn't it?
Yeah, but just take it as a really good, a really interesting fantasy story. That's what you do. You just go along with it in that sense. That's all I do.
Do you question any conspiracy theories?
Oh, big time, all of it. You have to.
No, do you think any probably like...
What, goable?
Yeah.
Actually some fat behind them. Yeah, there's some, but I won't mention them here.
No, tell me.
No, seriously.
I want to stare into your psyche and realise how fucking mental you are.
I think 9/11 is definitely an inside
bollocks.
job. Big time.
That's one of the worst ones. Why?
That fucking building is going to come down in the way... the people who built it came along and said, we built that building to withstand 5 or 6 airplanes hitting it, and there's no way it would come down. And the way that comes down, that is demolition. That's classic demolition.
You can see like things being... like explosives igniting, these in patterns all the way up it.
There was evidence of thermite there. There was the fire brigade turned up. They filmed it because they couldn't believe what they were seeing there. 48 hours later, the entire wreckage was gone and sold to a company that had links to the demolition of the previous. I'm not even going to go into it. Yeah, but there's a whole couple of really good, interesting documentaries out there about it.
Crashed the plane in inverted commas that crashed into the White House on the same day.
Yeah.
That just disappeared.
Yeah, they've released. Vanished. Well, did you see the footage that got leaked about that as well?
No.
It shows no plane whatsoever, just an explosion.
Right.
That's it.
It was a missile.
Apparently so, yeah. Of some
by
sort.
the looks of it.
I mean, the whole fact that the BBC reported Building 7 going down, and whilst it was behind them as well, it was just so... It was still there.
Oh, is that the records building?
Yeah.
From it's like a block away or something.
Yeah, and the people who own those buildings and the insurance,
far, but you know what I mean.
The insurance that was taken out on those buildings and everything linked to it. And you look at history and how they've shown that it was like the Pearl Harbor.
Yeah.
Have you heard the whole theory that we need a new Pearl Harbor?
Oh, right, okay, so it's to get people into the war.
Yeah.
It's the same as, the cruise liner being destroyed by
and it's beautiful. A war
German
on terror
and stuff.
A war on a concept. It never ends.
Yeah.
Never ends. Anyway, I'm not going to go on about that. That's just
Welcome
me
summarising
to our
podcast.
Yeah,
our
Conspiracy
TV
Cast.
I want to do more of that sort of thing. We should start a separate podcast, Paul.
Let's do it, yeah.
Knobheads.
Yeah, knobheads galore. Right, anyway.
I have listened to a couple.
I miss my weird world news.
I found a podcast. These 2 Irish guys do one, and they talk about... and I just cherry-pick ones like Madeleine McCann. I don't know what I feel about that one.
Yeah, I know what you mean there, actually.
And then I just loved that they just did a 2-parter, and it was about 5 hours about how fucking into the occult the Nazis were.
Right.
And that's not conspiracy.
No,
that's true.
That's fact, yeah.
It's just people go, yeah, well, they had the Ark of the Covenant snatched away and the spear that pierced Jesus and shit like that. They didn't. They were just really into the occult.
I think they were just trying every single possible avenue, weren't they?
Yeah.
That's the thing. So, yeah, we need an occult force, so let's give them some funding.
Like how the Russians used...
We don't want to miss a peg.
Tried to do all, psychic stuff in the Cold War, didn't they?
Yeah.
They tried it in the UK and in America as well at one point. Yeah, there's a whole... Yeah, I forget what it was called. It was linked to MK Ultra, wasn't it?
Yeah, MK Ultra. Yeah, that rings a bell.
Yeah, it wasn't actually. It was another thing, but it was MK Ultra was linked to it as well.
That's the Russian one, is it?
No,
okay.
That's the US one. That's the CIA secret. So anyway, yeah. There's a really good sort of documentary stroke movie. Ross, you've probably already seen it. Actually, Zeitgeist.
I've seen it.
That's a belter. That's a nice introduction summary of what. About the whole kind of links of conspiracy.
Teaches all about money.
Yeah.
and scary things about
and the religious
truth of money.
Yeah, the religion. But it shows you all the links.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. I
This
like
is
it.
true.
It's
Go and watch
even if you,
Zeitgeist.
even
1
if you don't
and
want
2.
to believe any of it, or you take, it's very entertaining.
I hear there's a third one now.
There's 4, I think.
Oh,
Yeah, I think
I'm a
they're
bit
all
behind.
on Netflix. The other 2 are not quite as easygoing. It's one specifically concentrates fully on money, and it becomes a bit of a whoa. All right then.
Yeah, fair enough.
Cool.
Some of it is mind bending.
Yeah. This is
It's
it.
worth a watch though.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Back to the mainstream stuff. Jurassic World: The Fallen Kingdom.
Oh yeah.
Do we care?
Yeah, I liked the last one.
I enjoyed the
It's
last
Chris
one.
Pratt back in it.
Yeah.
Good. He's handsome
and
and
what's
brilliant.
her face? Redhead woman.
Don't care.
The one that runs in stilettos.
Just
She's
don't
back in
stand
it.
in front of Chris Pratt when he's on the screen.
Fair enough. There is a bit of footage been released online over the last couple of days. We can't actually see it in the UK for copyright reasons. However,
Ooh, I've got a VPN.
as of Thursday, we're expecting an official UK release of that footage, which apparently shows Chris Pratt, which you'll like, having a bit of a fondle of a baby raptor.
What, spooning or just kind of stroking?
Having a bit of a stroke.
Hmm.
They played some audio of it on Radio 1, which was really weird. They were like,
Yeah,
we can't
that-
play anything other than the sound of the raptor. Okay. Bizarre.
Yeah,
But
that is
still,
a bit odd. Yeah.
There you go. Yes, so Thursday, that's going to be, the 30th of November. You'll be able to see that footage. Denis Villeneuve, we mentioned
Huh?
Blade Runner 2049 earlier on. He's the guy that did the Blade Runner sequel,
Ah, yes.
the director,
Yes.
whose next big project is Dune.
Oh,
Yeah.
Dune.
right.
Do you say Dune or Dune?
Dune.
Dune.
It's like Bowie
I
or
say
Bowie. You sort of say it in the middle.
Arrakis.
I say the Spice Melange. But yeah, sorry, go on, Paul.
The planet Arrakis, commonly known as Dune. I fucking love that film because it's so
really amazing.
weird.
Do you remember who directed it?
It was
Thingy, one of the weird directors.
Lynch, innit?
Not,
David Lynch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just going for. I thought it can't be. It
I
can't
always
be.
go
Yeah, it is,
Lynch
it's
or Cronenberg. They're the two I get muddled because
Right.
they make similarly weird, like out there films, don't they?
Ooh,
Not
yeah.
similar in tone, are they? But
No.
Cronenberg's the one who
Cronenberg's
does all the
horror.
body horror, and
Yeah,
Lynch is the
Lynch
one
is
who's just the
symbolism.
brain fucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Symbolism for stuff that you can never really work out.
One of my favourite
Symbolism.
Cronenbergs is Scanners.
Yeah. I love The
Fucking
Fly.
brilliant. Fly's
I
great
can't
as
believe
well, isn't
Adam's,
it?
Adam
What's
that
the
listens to
horrible
our
one
podcast.
where they have the they've got that infestation, and when they get sexy, it just jabs you?
I
Ooh.
don't
That's
know
a
that one.
Cronenberg weird body horror film.
That's not the one where they're just like a cult of people that are all like
No.
merging bodies in a big...
I know that one.
What's that one?
That one
It's called
is
Feast or something. Or
no, it's called
Flesh.
Society.
Society, that's the one.
Yeah,
I just realised we need
Join
to do
us.
a retro cast on like weird B movies that we love,
Cool. Okay,
Yeah,
that sounds
big
like
time.
a good idea.
like Race with the Devil. It's a fucking great film. That.
Race with the Devil.
is that black and white?
You
No,
definitely
it's
saw that after your 18th birthday, didn't
Pete
you?
Fonda.
If you listen to just another retrocast, you'll know why. But yeah.
Was there any news with with Villeneuve's next film?
Oh yeah, sorry, yeah, June. Shit.
The Planet Arrakis.
So June, it sounds like he's got absolute creative control, which is brilliant.
Oh, good.
So he's going to be writing and directing and...
Is he going to cast Sting in it?
Yeah, I'd love that. It'd be
Mate,
amazing,
that
wouldn't
cast in that film is ridiculous as well.
It's great.
Max von Sydow, Jean-Luc Picard.
it? Yep.
What's his
Patrick
face?
Stewart, yeah.
Carl McLaughlin in it.
Yeah, it's just really
He's,
good.
Paul Atreides, is he? Oh, that's the guy that's in all of David Lynch's movies, isn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
Agent Cooper.
Agent Cooper.
Yeah,
Is that Colm
he is
McLaughlin?
Paul Atreides. So.
It's Carl McLaughlin, isn't it? I think. I always worry I'm going to get it mixed up with the guy who was from Neighbours,
Oh,
who
yeah.
had a string of really
Craig.
bad. Craig McLaughlin.
McLaughlin.
That's it. No, it's Kyle McLaughlin then.
What did he
Yeah,
do?
definitely.
What was that
Hey,
song?
Mona.
Oh, God.
Oh,
Ooh, Mona. Yeah.
Jesus
Anyway, so
Christ.
yes. He's...
Did you ever see his stand-up attempt?
No.
It's on YouTube. It's
Oh,
the
God.
biggest car crash you will ever see.
Okay. Remind me tomorrow. I'll try
Yeah.
and link that to to our Facebook page as well. But yes, so he says that basically he's ecstatic about the fact that he's recreating many of Dune's already iconic visual
I hope
elements.
they keep a similar tone to the way they look with their...
Well, it says it's recreating Dune's iconic visual elements. So, yeah.
like their suits they wear.
Yeah.
Especially.
There was a photograph on the article I was reading of Sting, as it happens, in the crazy suit with the weird neck that goes up above.
Yeah,
the
no,
mouth,
I meant the ones the Fremen wear.
Who are the Fremen?
The
Are they
Fremen are
non-type
the
women?
rebels that...
Right, yeah, with the suits that like give
Yeah.
them water and stuff. Yeah, it was very similar in every filmed version of Dune I've seen, of which I think there are only 2. Yeah, because FX did a 6-hour job.
I think the thing is, I think what happened when they made the films, then when they started making the video games, they used the same art style and stuff.
Yeah.
And the video games are really popular. A lot of them were by Westwood Studios, who made Command and Conquer.
Right.
So fuck it, oh yeah, Dune 2 and Dune Battle for Arrakis are fucking brilliant
I've not
games.
played Battle for Arrakis,
But they would
Dune
do
2, fucking hell, yeah.
they would do cutscenes, live action cutscenes in the same art style
Right.
and stuff. And I think the TV show was used a similar sort of stuff as well.
Right. Okay. So I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to
I'm up
that.
for
When's it
Starts
coming out?
filming next
2019.
year, so it might be the next
Late
year, mightn't it?
2019.
Either
yeah.
late 2019 or early 2020.
It's going to need a shitload of post, isn't it?
Yeah, you'd think so.
Because there aren't any giant
post.
worms that you can ride on.
Yeah. Is that a good element of that story? I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, okay. Do we like The Raid? Have you guys seen The Raid?
No, I don't think I have.
You should watch that.
It's very good.
Some of the
Yeah,
best
I've seen it.
choreography I've ever seen.
You'd like it, mate, because you like fighting and shit, don't
Is
you?
it all the kung fu-y
martial arts.
You
stuff? Yeah,
like
I loves all that.
Tony Jaa? Do you know that guy who he was famous for a bit from like Thailand, and he did all his own stunts. He was the guy who did
I know
the
the one.
fucking cartwheel between the 2 sheets of glass.
Yeah, he was fucking
Yeah,
mental. wasn't he?
definitely. I bet your brother gushes over him.
Probably. Yeah.
But yeah, The Raid's a bit like that.
Cool.
There's 2 movies, actually. The first one's better than the second, in my opinion. But they're both very, very good for their choreography.
Yeah.
There's a fight scene at the end of the first movie. Have you seen Dredd, actually? The second Judge Dredd movie?
No.
No? Okay, fair enough.
No.
And like Atomic Blonde's very much like that owes a lot to The Raid as well.
To a degree. Well, because of the fighting style.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
stuff.
definitely.
Yeah. Okay. The story, though, is very similar to Dredd, where, they've got to get to the top of a block of, this building.
Yeah.
That's not necessarily...
China
Is it a block
by
of
drug
flats? It is a
dealers.
block of flats.
That idea's been
to get to
taken
a bad
from Game of Death.
Game of Death. Yeah,
Game
you're
of
right,
Death,
yeah. So there's probably others before that.
Yeah, probably.
Have you seen Dredd as well, Paul?
No, not yet.
Double bill those, because they're very similar and they're both brilliant.
They're both
equally
amazing.
brilliant.
Cool.
That's very true. But so the last fight scene is like the boss's like best fighter against our main character and his brother.
Right.
And yeah, full on, really fast, fantastic, body flipping. Never seen anything like
But
it
they
before.
actually hit each other as well.
Martial arts.
Yeah.
It's not like a really choreographed to the point where it's like feints and dodges and stuff. They're just punching the shit out of each other.
Yeah.
I think the main bad dude's best fighter might be in Dredd as well. Seem to remember
They're
him
all
cropping
in
up.
Force Awakens, aren't they?
Are they?
Yeah, they're one of the gangs.
Oh yes, of
They
course
just
they
turn
are.
up with- they have no lines or anything.
Yeah,
it's just a
yeah.
cameo.
That's the guy where the stupid alien monster is
Yeah.
that kills people. Yeah, I hate that bit of
That
that film.
bit's the shittest bit of that movie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's straight out of Doctor Who, isn't it?
Yeah.
It is.
It's straight out of the prequels.
Very, very true. But yeah, so Gareth Evans, the guy that directed The Raid, he's doing Gangs of London, a TV show.
Yeah, that sounds good.
So, but surprisingly, it's not based on the PSP game. Would you expect it
Never
to
heard
be?
of it. No, never
No, I
heard
didn't
of
know.
You never heard of Gangs of London? Okay,
No.
fair enough. I thought you might do.
Are they not? Is this not going to clash with or be too similar to Peaky Blinders?
What are you thinking? Like Gangs of New York, aren't you?
No, I mean that's what Peaky Blinders is, isn't it? Isn't that based in?
It's gangs, yeah.
That's the good thing. That's another good thing with Peaky Blinders. It's just not another thing in London.
Right.
Is it not?
They go to London, innit? Because at that point in history, London was the centre of the fucking planet, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But yeah. Cause
Where's it
they're
based
They're
then?
Birmingham.
Is it Birmingham?
Yeah.
Oh, of course. Yeah. Yeah. I remember reading something about that now. Yeah. So is it?
We don't know much about it. It's an original idea from this guy. So we'll see what happens.
So hopefully not Gangs of New York or Peaky Blinders.
Depends what era it's
I
set
need
in,
to
I suppose,
rewatch
doesn't it?
Gangs
But
of New York. I didn't give it the credit. It
I
probably
don't like
due.
it, personally. I think it's overrated.
Yeah, I tried to watch it and thought,
The acting's pretty good. It's just not a very well put together film.
yeah, it just falls flat,
Drags.
doesn't it? The energy
Really
just
drags.
isn't there.
Which is unusual, isn't it? Because it's Martin Scorsese
Yeah.
making a movie about his city that he's in love with, and the sort of, and he loves the underbelly of it
It
as
should
well.
be fucking amazing, shouldn't
Yeah, it should be Goodfellas, but
it? Yeah, 1860s
Period
Goodfellas, yeah. But yeah, what else have we got this week? We've got... Oh, yeah, another one for you, Paul. Do you like Shaft?
Yeah, go on then. Yeah,
Yeah?
I do like the old blaxploitation sort of movies. They are funny.
Kind of thought you would do.
Yeah.
So did you see the was it a reboot? The reimagining with
Wasn't it Samuel Jackson?
Samuel L. Jackson, yeah.
I sort of avoided it, but I wouldn't turn it down. I'd give it a go.
Okay. So they're going to do a movie. I don't know what the release date is on it. We could find out for another time, but it's Son of Shaft. Or Shaft. Son of Shaft.
Son of Shaft.
And
hey, come down pictures. That new Shaft movie's on, look.
I ain't been down Shaft since I quit Mines.
so it's going to
That's
cast...
a Northern reference, sorry.
Oh, sorry, okay. It's going to cast Jesse T. Usher, that's a popular name, in the title role.
So it's not the
as
Usher,
the
is
son
it?
of Shaft.
No.
But he's going to have a little help from his father. I guess that's Samuel L. Jackson's
gotta be on
character.
it.
And his great uncle. And they're actually
Really?
recasting Richard Roundtree as the original Shaft in this. Yeah, it's like an action comedy film.
This
Yeah.
could be fucking fantastic.
It could
couldn't
be amazing. That sounds fantastic to me. But
As long as it's not that 51st State thing
I
again.
liked
that was,
51st
oh,
State.
it was
man.
terrible.
what was 51st State? Was that?
Robert Carlyle goes into a pub. He goes into a Liverpool pub. No, he goes into a Manchester United pub, but he's actually a Liverpool supporter, and he gets in a fight. That's the best bit about it.
Okay,
And then
I've not seen it.
Samuel L. Jackson sells fake drugs. Oh shit, that's a spoiler. Spoiler alert.
Yeah, is it worth watching though?
Nah.
No.
He says
Yeah.
yeah, I say no.
Is it like?
It's a Sunday afternoon one when you just can't be bothered.
It's
And you
British
go, oh,
sort of British
It's-
crime comedy.
Was it by what's his name? Richie? Oh,
Nah, it's a bit like a guy. It is a
Guy
bit
Ritchie
like
thing.
Lockstock. It's from
So
that.
it's
From
that
that
era. It was a cash in on
So-
that sort of vibe.
Better, worse, or equal to Independence Day? ID.
What's ID?
The Robert Carlyle movie about football hooliganism.
Not being able to get into a pub because you left your wallet at home.
Oh, it's not that serious. This is just
That is Robert Carlyle.
Which is
Smash
not,
and
no,
grab.
it's Sean Pertwee's
Sean-
in one of them, isn't it?
Maybe
Because
that's
he
Sean
pretends
Pertwee.
he can't read. He's an undercover cop. Isn't
Yeah, that's the one I'm thinking of. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he puts speed on his cornflakes.
And yeah, that's pretty.
By the end of
again, that movie exists because of Trainspotting, but they're
Yeah.
all from that sort
Yeah.
of late 90s era of British, like when Cool Britannia was a thing.
yeah,
so
yeah.
British gang comedies were just a thing, weren't they?
Yeah. True. There we are. Maybe worth revisiting.
Always paired up on DVD with Romper Stomper, which is the one
It's
about
very
which
weird.
was
Yeah.
Australian. It's,
Australian.
It was a band
white
Australian,
supremacist
yeah.
thing, wasn't it? And then if
Nazi.
you really
but they're
wanted to,
remaking that.
so then you watch those two, and then if you really want to take a deep dive, you triple bill it with American History X.
Fuck.
Hang on, Romper Stomper. That was bloody. What's
Russell
his name?
Crowe.
Russell Crowe.
Yeah.
I don't know if you just heard they're remaking it. Do you know? I don't know when it's
No,
due.
what,
or
Romper
something.
Stomper?
Yeah,
Who
Romper
cares?
Stomper. Yeah, might work, might not. Right. So quick stuff then. Simon Farnaby. He was the guy that wrote the script and screenplay for Paddington 2. Is going to be working on Enid Blyton's Magic Faraway Tree.
Oh,
Great.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like the sound of that. I was just going to say when we were talking about what's her face who wrote
Agatha Christie.
Agatha Christie. Nobody's really taken on Enid Blyton, have they? Properly.
Famous
She
Five's
wrote
been done in
fucking
various
shit,
ways,
though.
but
Famous Five, Secret Seven, Magic Faraway Tea, Noddy.
and Noddy's been raped. Done. I should say.
That's
I used to
Hollywood.
love that Noddy TV show. Noddy.
Hated it. A little man
When
with a
we
red
were younger,
yellow
did-
That's the
car.
one. Yeah.
When we were younger, did Noddy have gollywogs on the telly?
Don't know.
Yeah,
And then
I
they
probably
changed them
did.
to goblins, didn't they?
Probably.
I think they
Basically
were
redrew the
goblins.
artwork and stuff on them, didn't they?
What, in the books?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
I think so.
They just changed the whole of Noddy history, did they?
Yeah, because
Rewrote it.
You can't have scary black people living in the jungle. 'Cause it's a bit racist.
It's not. Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, that's not. Yeah, that's. It's arguable, isn't it, whether or not it's racist? Because
No, it is, but it's
only in context.
yeah, but it's like how Disney just don't what's it called? Just doesn't exist anymore, does it? The Songs of the South. 'Cause
Oh,
it's
yeah.
just so racist.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
just-
true.
You can't get it. There's if you want to watch the original's out there, but it's people have scanned it from an old cinema reel of the film because it's never made its home video or anything.
Right. Okay.
Because times change.
Right. So yeah, Magic Faraway Tree. The guy Simon Farnaby, he's dead excited about it. He said that the Magic Faraway Tree books are a firework display of the imagination. Do you know what it's about, Paul?
No,
That's
it's not really my
a bunch
bag,
of
is it?
kids living in like an enchanted forest,
Yeah.
and having some adventures up
Yeah.
a tree
Up a tree.
and around a
Adventures
tree
Up a tree.
and in the vicinity of a tree.
Oh.
Yeah, it's cool.
Ooh.
Magic and quite far away, I imagine.
Had
Right,
the,
moving Sorry.
I was just going to say, has Child Protection been informed of this?
Oh,
What?
you're killing
Well,
this,
every
Paul.
every time.
You've got to know with comedy when you do a joke so many times it stops being funny.
No, but I'm from the
I'm from the everything's a pedo. Everything's a pedo.
Stuart Lee
Oh, I fucking hate it. Like,
school
when
of...
What?
Anyway, I wasn't insinuating the tree was a pedo. I was insinuating that there was a bunch of kids living out on their own, foraging for shit.
Treedo.
Well, yeah, I suppose you could look at the Treedo. Keep an eye...
I
Yeah.
just want to
Burn
say
the
how much I
Treedos.
Treedophile.
hate
Anyway.
Stuart Lee just repeating the same thing over and over again. It's not funny, mate.
No, I love him. He's a genius.
Moving on.
Pedos.
George Miller's suing the picture house that he made Mad Max with for his bonus. Does that matter to you? Probably not. That's quite interesting.
I think so. That's Mad Max dead in the water. Then
I
isn't
guess it is, yeah, because they promised him an extra $7 million on the understanding that he would keep, or him and his partner would keep the film below a budget of $157 million. George Miller and his
producer.
Doug Mitchell basically had finished a film well below the budget of $157 million, and then they asked for a bunch of extra stuff to be put in, which pushed it up past that budget, and now they're not giving him the $7 million. $7 million does that sound like a drop in the ocean to you?
No, it sounds like a fucking shitload of money.
I'd like to have $7 million, but
I would like one. I'd be happy with 1% of that right
yeah,
now.
fair enough. Pay for your house, wouldn't it?
Yep. No, it wouldn't, but it'd come close.
Do you think George Miller's got a lot more than $7 million in the bank, though?
Probably.
Yeah,
I'll have it.
I reckon we deserve it.
Yeah.
Just send it to our PO box, please. We'll pick it up. Quite
Pedo
happily.
box.
For
Sorry.
fuck's sake.
I have to say that because he raised it as an issue, so now I'm going to
Hello.
keep going.
I'm Paul Brown. This is my impression of a Stuart Lee joke. If I just say pedo after
I'm not
every
cracking...
sentence,
I ain't no comedian. I ain't cracking jokes. I'm just making comments just to annoy you.
a pedo
That's
comment.
my purpose.
Oh dear.
Here is a man on a podcast just saying the same thing over and over and over again, and the crowd slowly laugh.
Pedo.
Here's
Right.
Stuart Lee telling another gag over and over and over again.
That's definitely bad podcasting. We'd definitely move on.
No, leave that in,
No,
because that's
that's
just
fine,
the best
we'll
impression
leave
of
that in,
Stuart
but-
Lee joke ever.
But look. Do we care about the Kelly gang?
Who are the
Who are they?
Ned
Aus-
Kelly?
Australian outlaws.
Is that the guy who wore the armour? It's fucking
Yeah.
Tin Buckethead Man,
Yeah,
isn't
that's
it?
right,
From
yeah.
the election. Yeah.
That's really interesting, actually, that after we did that retrocast about physical media, the Gremloids character is Lord Buckethead. And he is the character that ran against Theresa May in our last election.
Yeah.
Is that character from Gremloids.
You've lost me. What's Gremloids?
Gremloids is the parrot. You know, in that book you had of movies.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Hey,
Christ, yeah.
It's the one that Ross said he'd love to have.
Yes, of
as a
course,
poster
now I
on his
remember.
wall.
Sorry,
I'd like
yeah.
to watch it, and I'd like the.
Yeah.
So yeah, the character, the titular bad guy
Yeah.
in that is
Yeah.
Lord Buckethead,
Right.
which is the character that ran against Theresa May
You're fucking
in
kidding.
our elections this year.
That's mental.
So, he based his character on a video nasty, basically,
Brilliant.
which is great.
Yeah, I'm well up for that. Yeah,
Listen to our retrocast if you don't know what the hell
I
we're going
should
on
do.
about.
I've
but-
totally. Yeah, I was.
Oh
totally
yeah,
off.
he is. He's
I
even
was
on
in
the
it,
poster. He's called Lord Buckethead.
Yeah. Da, da, da. Real news. But yeah, the Kelly gang, you're right, yes.
Ned?
Kelly, it is Ned Kelly. Edward Ned Kelly, who was a gang leader and convicted police murderer, ran a gang terrorising Australia.
Do you know, I think
Yeah,
I
it's
watched
like Dick Turpin of Australia, wasn't he?
What period was this? Is this? There was a guy in the 80s who did something similar. Is it that guy or?
1880, this one.
Oh no, this is another one that was a nasty piece of work as well.
You're thinking of Chopper Harley?
No, not him.
Here, mate, I'm coming out of prison. Look at me, I just cut my fucking ears off, mate. Take me out of here. Fucking
That was quite a good film, I felt.
I enjoyed that
I
film.
enjoyed that.
He was funny, wasn't he? Eric
Have you
Banner is a
seen-
funny man.
Yeah, very
He used to be
true.
a comedian, didn't he?
Yeah, very good stand-up comedian, actually. Really good. Have you ever seen the character of Chopper Harley doing the weather?
No,
That's very funny. I'll have to find some links to that if I remember.
that sounds
Let me
good.
just make a note on my notes to find that. So yeah, there's a film about Ned Kelly coming with Russell Crowe. Speaking of, as it happens, Nicholas Hoult and George McKay. Do you know George McKay?
No,
He's the guy that was in How I Live Now. Have you seen that?
no.
A story about like kids living in England and there's an invasion. by some-
Thought-provoking drama.
It's a
type.
kind of near future science fiction.
Oh, if it was
What
the
would
type
you
of thing I
do
would
if
have
we
watched
got
then.
invaded?
If
type
it's
film.
thought-provoking and warm, then I definitely
It
haven't
is.
seen it.
It is.
No, I've definitely not seen it then.
No thoughts, no provocation. Thank
No.
you very much. But yeah, and Ross mentioned about the fact that he wore a suit of armour for his final shootout.
Cool.
Yeah, I heard he did. Or something on his chest and on his head.
Didn't help though, did it? They shot him to death. Spoiler alert. Sorry, the film's not even out.
Bacon trays and buckets, yeah.
But yeah, that's coming out at some point. We're supposed to breeze past that.
And it became a topic of conversation.
It bloody did, didn't it? Oh dear. Right, so I think that's it for news. Trailers.
Yeah?
Yeah. Let's have a look at some trailers.
Trailer.
We already mentioned Avengers Infinity War. That one's going to be linked tomorrow
that?
because that should be out by the time we release this podcast. Dark River.
Oh.
That's got its first trailer. I like the look of this film.
What's this
Sorry, I
then?
burped. It's a Sean Bean mystery thriller.
All right.
Where he dies, definitely.
He absolutely does, yeah. He's the father of a family and he dies and they own a farm and it's a girl coming back to like claim the farm.
Right.
But her brother thinks he's got more of a right to it.
Right.
And it's a bit of a family drama.
But then aliens land, yeah.
Yeah, that's it. That's the twist.
Fuck, yeah.
In honesty, it does look very, very good. Go and look at the trailer.
About the aliens?
It's being kind of promoted as the standout British film of this year.
Cool.
So, a bit late out the gate, but still standout apparently.
Still probably get a BAFTA, won't it?
Yep, absolutely. Jodie Foster's Black Mirror episode got a
Yeah,
trailer.
there's trailers, aren't they?
Yeah.
Neither of these trailers looked any good to me, though.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, hang on, there's more than one.
Yeah, there is more than one. They're releasing them. I think they're going to do one for each episode.
So I've only seen the one for Archangel.
Yeah, I just didn't.
Archangel, won't you be mine? Sorry, go on.
Shut up.
So yeah, go on, Ross. What was the other one?
Yeah, I just both of them just didn't grab me.
Okay. As
Didn't really know what was
fathers,
going on.
Did I just
Paul?
drop in pedo there?
no. As fathers,
No.
Paul.
I could do.
I'm just stopping you from doing so.
Oh, I'll not do it.
As fathers, I think it might ring a bell with us. This
Yeah.
one, because it's like a mum goes out for a walk with a girl,
Yeah.
and then the little girl disappears, and the mother's like frantic, like shit, I've lost my baby.
Yeah.
Hurrah. And she turns up again and somebody's like, it's okay, I found her, it's
Right.
okay. In order to stop this from ever happening again,
Yeah.
the mother takes the child to some kind of weird like facility where they inject some kind of device into the child's head
Right.
so that
You can
the
always
child
like,
will never be lost again. And
track 'em
maybe
type of
track
thing.
them with an app.
Yeah. Yeah, I was thinking that. That's what it sounds like.
But the tagline for the episode is, the key to good parenting is control.
Right.
Freaky.
Yeah, it sounds terrifying. Do you know, I've not been able to do Black Mirror for a little while. I think the last one I watched was the whole kind of celebrity the X Factor kind of.
Oh,
do you
wow.
ever seen that one where
Okay.
you end up to earn points?
Yeah. It's
continue.
called 50 million credits or
That's
something.
it.
20
yeah,
million credits.
yeah. That was the last one I
something
watched. Incredible, but I just find them so haunting.
like That's
just-
got
I mean,
the
they
guy
hang on
from
me for-
Get Out in it, isn't it?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
What a movie.
they are brilliant. I like the one. It was the. It turned out it was a murderous punishment to
Yeah.
relive with the cell phone thing.
Back in 5 minutes?
Yeah.
Is that one called?
Yeah, another one, and they're again brilliant. But they hang on me badly for about a week. I just can't get it out of
You've
my
not
head.
seen the
Just
third
freak me
season, have
out.
you?
No,
Okay.
I want to. I
You've
just can't
got
do
to.
it. They just freak
It's
me the fuck
imperative,
out.
mate. You've really got to go and see season
Yeah,
3.
there is, and there's one episode which might be the best episode of Black Mirror ever,
Really,
and it's not dark.
really.
It's really uplifting. And
Oh, is it the
San
app one?
Junipero.
Oh, San Junipero is
Yeah.
fucking amazing. We've mentioned that before.
It's one of the best hours of television ever made.
The first episode, actually, the one with the
It's the only
rating
one I haven't
system.
seen with the lady from Jurassic World.
You've not seen it?
It's the only episode of Black Mirror I've not
Shit
seen.
me. Go and watch it, Ross. That's bloody incredible as well because it's so close. Every time I now, like literally now, every single time I use the call feature on Messenger, Facebook Messenger, at the end of the call, it asks you to rate your call, like out of 5 stars.
Yeah.
And that every single time it's like Black Mirror in my brain. Boom.
Is that
There's
when
an
you have
immediate
to
connection.
rate everything?
You rate every single interaction
That's
with
it.
everybody else.
Yeah.
And it's up to you as a
and you
user
keep the score, don't
to
you?
keep your scores
Score
up
up.
above a certain level if you want to get by in society.
Yeah, that's right.
Certain
Like
employers.
Meow Meow Beans.
Like
Which is an
Meow
episode
Meow
from
Beans.
Community.
Yes, yeah, we mentioned that before in this same context, I think. But yeah, so certain employers will only take you on if you're above an average of 4.2 and things like that, you know. It's bloody good.
Yeah,
really
The Christmas special's really good as
Oh,
well.
that's
John
amazing,
Hammond.
yeah. Black Mirror White Christmas. Black
Yeah.
Christmas White Mirror. Can't remember what it's called. Black Mirror White Snow.
Send me a link or something to the one that isn't
They're all on Netflix,
hauntingly
mate.
nasty. Yeah, I don't want to stumble on the wrong one though and just be
No,
haunted for
the
the next
episode's
couple of
called
weeks.
San Junipero.
Cool.
And it's all about the 80s as well. You
Oh,
will
yeah.
love it.
That's
Cool.
got to be good. Yes. Super
Oh, I'll
retro,
go with
yeah.
that one. Yeah.
Very good. Very good. So, yeah, Black Mirror, I assume that means that they're coming very soon. The new season 4.
Yeah.
The fact that we're getting
well, they'll
trailers.
be in the new year, I expect, won't they?
Well, yeah, there's
'Cause-
rumours that it was going to be November.
Well, it's nearly December,
I
and
know.
then we're going to get that. We don't release anything because of Christmas thing
Well.
coming up as well.
Darn it. We'll see. Do we care about Channing Tatum as a Yeti in an animated movie?
No.
Not really.
Okay. Just to cover it, there's a trailer,
Yeah.
and it's quite interesting, I think, and quite cute, because it's like
Yeah, but
Adult-
we don't care, Chris.
adult
You're already
Yetis-
saying more than we
adult
need to hear
Yetis
about
telling their children about small feet, and the film's called Small Feet, or
Oh.
Smallfoot.
this. Cute.
And
No, we've got Bigfoot and the Hendersons.
it's
I'll stick
Dune-
with
I
that.
fucking love that film.
There we
so
go.
good.
Stick with that.
There's another B movie.
That
Nice
is very good,
classic
isn't it?
B movie
the sequels were awful.
and the TV show.
Oh, a TV show. It
Oh,
wasn't a
God.
sequel. It was a TV show.
That was painful.
Harry and the Hendersons. Is that
Yeah.
what it was called?
Painful.
Buh. Anyway, yeah, that's the trailer, and it's linked. 12 Strong, which is Chris Hemsworth's like bunch of special forces on horses going into Iraq.
Yeah, tell me about this.
Okay.
About some of this.
So it's like they're the first team of 12 people going into Iraq when the war broke out.
Second Gulf War.
Yeah, and yeah, it's them going in, finding allies,
If it's better than Three Lions.
going up against Taliban. Better than what?
Three Lions.
Did you not like Three Lions?
No.
I quite enjoyed it.
It was all right, wasn't it? It didn't.
It's very funny.
It was okay. I don't
We
know.
are talking about the same movie, the
No.
Chris Morris one.
Yeah.
No.
The comedy.
That's Four Lions.
Oh, that's Four Lines.
Ah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Three Lions. No.
Oh, Three Lines. I know what you mean.
No, I don't think it's called Three Lions. It might be called Three Kings.
Three
It might be
Kings
called
it
Three
is.
Kings.
Yeah,
with
with
George Clooney
George
and Ice
Clooney.
Cube.
That was okay.
Isn't that a treasure
Yeah.
hunting movie?
Yeah,
Sort of. It was
sort of.
okay.
Right.
It's a Sunday afternoon
Jarhead's
film.
not very good either. It's all right, but it's not
I
great.
watched that on a plane. I quite enjoyed it. But then I quite like Jake Gyllenhaal.
I want to know when I can watch American Beauty again without feeling bad.
Well, that's only up to you, mate, isn't it?
See, I didn't bring any
To
of
be
that
fair.
up.
Yeah.
No, it's just Sam Mendes, and I just went, oh yeah, that man.
I just
made
don't.
one
I
of my
don't
favourite films of all
think
time
you
ever.
should allow personally any of that to affect your viewing choices and pleasures. You know, a good film is still a good film.
objectively- Like Frank, if you knew what Frank Miller was like as a person now, you wouldn't read his comics. You
Right.
have to disassociate because he's a bit of a fucking right wing nutcase.
Is he?
Yeah, but he
Hi,
still
Frank,
wrote.
if you're listening.
he still
Salvador
wrote-
Dali was a serial rapist. Everyone seems to forget that when they look at his paintings.
Was he?
Apparently so.
Interesting.
Did he make his auntie to sit in the corner and watch?
I'd imagine so. Yeah, with a lobster.
On the lobster sofa.
Mm.
Cool. Do we like boxing movies?
John Lennon was a bit of a dick as well, wasn't he?
Was he?
From what I hear, yeah, he wasn't as... Well, I mean, he didn't do anything so nasty, but yeah, there's a few rumours.
All this
Stuff.
sort of provocation for world peace and stuff. It's not really how he was?
Yeah,
or
but
what?
it's the pretension of it all, isn't it? He was
Yeah.
just a bit pretentious, wasn't he?
Yeah. I don't really like his music. I'm a Paul McCartney fan.
Give peas a chance.
That's all we're saying.
Yeah.
Do we like boxing films?
Yeah.
Sometimes I think they're a bit. If it's
Raging
Raging
Bull
Bull,
is
yeah,
amazing.
Rocky.
Have
Oh,
you seen a
no.
movie
Rocky
recently?
4. Fucking hell, that's such a good film.
Okay.
It's
so
like an iron bar.
here's an alternative boxing film for you. When was the last time you saw the guy from Dead Man's Shoes in a film?
Paddy Constantine.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
in a boxing film, isn't he? That's what we're talking about now.
Yeah.
That's what we're
isn't
just
he
about to
the-
start talking about, yeah.
He's a trainer, isn't he?
No, he's a boxer. And his wife is Jodie Whittaker, Doctor
Right.
Who. And, he takes a real pounding in a fight and ends up brain damaged.
Shit.
And it's him trying to rebuild his life and stuff afterwards. And it looks fucking heart-wrenching.
It's not really a boxing film at all.
Yeah, it's got boxing in it.
and it's probably the
it's
first
dark
5
side.
minutes.
Yeah, maybe.
Here, mate. Come here.
Yeah.
You're already high on drugs. Sit down and look at this. Look, here's your mate. I'll put him in a suitcase.
I love Dead Man's
Oh,
Shoes.
Oh,
What a film.
It's amazing. I still can't bring myself to watch it. I think the start memories I have are enough just to go, yep, that
So
was
many
enough.
memorable
I
That's
literally
scenes.
watched it
That's
not
good.
that long ago.
If you've not seen Dead Man's Shoes at home, folks, go and
Shane
watch it.
Meadows. So if you know any Shane Meadows work, you know it'll be light. It'll be quite light in places, and
It's-
then it'll
it's
be
probably
pitch
the
black in
darkest
others.
Oh no, actually, there are.
There's
some dark
bits in, This Is
most of
England
his
and
films,
the-
yeah,
Heroin rape.
yeah, absolutely. But yeah,
Yeah,
Dead Man's Shoes.
do
Definitely
back to
one to watch.
back, Dead Man's Shoes and Red Riding,
And this is then.
and you're then just cry in a corner for a
And
week.
then you would never drive a car north of Oxford again in your life.
Never, ever, ever.
Cool. Journeyman was that boxing film. Go and watch the trailer. It is linked. And then, are we interested in Daniel Day-Lewis's final movie?
The Cobbler.
The Phantom Thread is
Oh.
Taylor.
Oh,
It's close.
yeah, but he's a cobbler, though,
Yeah.
isn't he? So yeah, it's got to be similar to what he's.
Cobbles. That's what
Yeah.
I say to that. I'm not so taken with this one. It looks all right. It's a period piece about
He'll
Taylor.
probably be brilliant in it, though, won't he?
Yeah.
Sure, he
I'm
is.
not really
but-
sure about the point of the film yet,
No.
other than there's a Taylor, he's a bit of a controlling dick. And he's...
To be honest, I haven't seen There Will Be Blood yet.
What? Really?
Yeah, started
Fuck me.
watching it. He was just down a hole for about the first 25 minutes. And I was like,
Yeah, it's a dark
it's
film.
hard
There's a lot of
going,
black
isn't
in it.
He's just fucking mining on his own for about 15 minutes.
It's I don't know. It's hard to say that people should go and watch this film because unless you are allowed to, unless you're up for a certain amount of artistic sort of filmmaking, it's going to be difficult for some people to watch.
But it's not on the level of David Lynch, though, are we?
No,
It's
but
not
it's
that.
like
It's a bit art house, yeah.
some of it is it's exactly what Ross is saying is akin to like
Stanley Kubrick.
Stanley Kubrick,
Got you.
but at
Do you
the same
think
time
I'd
grinding like
definitely,
you would in a Fable game.
Right.
You
But
know?
I just think, see, they're a match made in heaven, aren't they? If Stanley Kubrick was still alive, Daniel Day-Lewis would definitely have been in one of his films.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Lolita Part 2.
And I don't imagine Kubrick ever making a sequel. Can you?
Not really.
I'm not even going to use my catchphrase.
No, that's not. No, it's
Now
not a
then,
catchphrase.
now then.
Don't even do that to yourself.
He's done that.
But yeah, Phantom Thread, there is a trailer for that out as well. That's also linked where you find the other links. Look on our Facebook page. Right, should we call that it? Should we wrap up?
Yes, please.
It's
I'd
quite
like
a
to
long
go
show,
and
isn't it?
eat dinner early enough that it doesn't keep me awake.
Just keep the carbs and the sugars low. You'll be all right. Loads of vegetables and
will do.
protein.
Yep.
Be all right.
Chicken and vegetables.
Yep.
Is literally what I'm having for dinner.
There we go. Right, Paul, where can we find you, mate?
Find me the chippy in a minute. Gorging on chips. That's my dinner tonight.
Straight in with the carbs.
Go for it.
Hey.
I'd live on the carbs, mate. Raised
Not
on
just
pies.
carbs,
So
But carbs with a bloody high, what's the word? Glycemic index. That's the one.
just lard.
Yep.
Lard and chips. That's it. And then
Turn
some
those
bread.
carbs to sugar
So
nice and
a carb sandwich. Lovely.
With bread as well.
Yeah, and
Chip
then
butty.
And
Butter.
butter.
Oh, chip butty with real butter, though. You can't beat it.
No,
can
This
you?
is true. I found a lollipop in my pocket. I think I'll just keep that in my pocket.
There's dinner.
Oh, there's more than one. Do you want a lollipop?
What flavour? I'm gonna be fussy. Oh, it's
Dunno.
chup chups.
Can't
Ooh.
read it. It's Italian.
It does look a bit, I don't know, like half sucked and rewrapped. Do you know
They're-
what? I'm gonna let you share that with your wife.
They're mini,
Do you know what?
mini Chupa Chups.
Come and wrap up.
Right,
Sorry,
yeah,
sorry,
Rocket Punch
Paul.
Collectables and Curiosity. Loads of stuff going on Rocket Punch Collectables at the minute. Go and check it out. Bargains galore. Tons of the stuff.
Spock with a goatee.
Oh, yeah, he's on there.
Khan Noonan Singh.
Yes. Have you been looking? Have you been having a little spy?
I see your threads come up in my Facebook.
Magic.
I haven't blocked you.
Not yet.
Not yet.
It won't be. It's been a matter of time.
His finger has hovered over the button
Yeah.
occasionally.
So for fuck's sake, another update, some bloody toy shit. Anyway, yeah, you'll find me there, whittling away, listing stuff by the minute. So yeah, crack it up.
You're not prolific, isn't
I'm
the word?
I'm fairly this week.
You
big
on
time.
it now?
I'm on it.
Stop rationalising excuses in your head and just start cracking on.
Yeah, I've sort of got over the whole idea that having a baby and lots of other shit that's going on is just mere distraction, and now I'm getting on with the real stuff.
Yeah. It's easily done.
Now the post office is only like 5 minutes walk up the road from your house and stuff.
That's very handy.
Yeah, there is that. Yeah.
5 minutes walk. What, from Princess Street?
Well, it's actually a round mile. I've measured it.
Is
It's
it a round
yeah,
mile?
It's if you go there, walk there
Did
and
you
back, it's a
measure it
mile.
with one of those little wheels on a stick?
Yeah.
Did you?
Or
Just,
a
I just
GPS
every
on
metre
size.
I did a little spit, a bit of gob, or a poo, and counted them back,
Right.
and yeah, that's what it is.
Like-
No, Google
like
Maps,
some
mate.
sick Hansel and Gretel.
oh, come on, shut up. That's next.
Ross, where can we find you?
Nowhere. Going home to bed. Keep playing Fortnite. Just
Eat.
come play Fortnite. It's the best game ever.
Roscoe
Eat that
Baby.
nugget.
Is it? Is that your handle, Roscoe Baby?
Yeah,
Go and find him.
Fortnite.
Kill him with a sharpened saucepan.
Fortnite.
And me, you can find me hanging out on the SNEW with the Crew Facebook page, editing this podcast. Honourable mention, of course, for Sticher and Libsyn.
Oh, they're great guys.
What
aren't
have they done this week?
Everything we listed this
they
week that Dave organised.
Teamed
they've
up with
done.
me on Fortnite a few times and we won a few games.
Cool.
They win every game,
and
mate.
prompted the Walking Dead and Fear the Walking Dead crossover, I hear.
Yeah, but they're also cancelling The Walking Dead because
Yeah.
I asked them nicely.
What awesome people they are.
They're going to film it all and then burn it a lot.
Other than all that bullshit, though, you can find my personal, my music page at Chris Quinton's Music and Things on Facebook.
They wrote all the music on that, didn't they?
No.
They
I
did.
No.
No, they did.
No.
They
It's
did.
definitely me.
Trent Reznor,
What there is on there.
Stitcher.
Yeah.
And you can find me at the Vectors Tavern doing my open mic night every single Thursday night. If you play, sing, read poetry, anything at all, come along. Come and have a fun Thursday night out. And
We're probably going to rap battle a whole podcast one night.
that would be amazing.
Have you seen this trailer this week? It's pretty shit. It's got an actor in it.
Rub your life.
So yeah, anything else that I'm involved in, you can find it linked below somewhere. Anywhere where you find our videos and
Yeah, goodbye.
YouTube, our podcasts.
Say
and
goodbye,
everything.
Chris.
Right, do you want to go home by any
It's
chance,
dinner
Ross?
time, Chris.
Okay, sorry.
Right,
Let's go.
I'm going to break the fourth wall here. It's nearly 9 p.m.
Wow.
2100 hours.
Wow.
Jesus.
There we go. What time did we start recording?
It's about 7.
7. Nearly 2 hours of podcasting.
Edited down
Is
to
this annoying you that I'm still talking,
a
Ross?
nugget
Goodbye.
size what?
Say goodbye, Chris.
All right, we've been SNEW with the Crew. You've been an audience. Thank you very much for listening. Cheerio.
Ta-ra, you shitters.
Off you go then.
Bye.
podcast to check out.